were over here, indigenous cultures of the Americas. He did appreciate them until he needed to make that money.
Yeah.
And then once he needed to make that money and justify, the expenses, that's when they got medieval. They knew they had gold here, and it was on.
Okay.
Yeah, the people who came after him were the worst too.
And we have a caller. Caller, welcome to the Minority Men Show.
Hi, I was calling because I had a question about the first part of the show when we were talking about the Boston mayor's race.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Shoot.
I just wanted to know who the Republican candidate was that the first speaker was talking about, and why he thinks the Republican candidate would be better for the city of Boston.
There you go, Mr. Wilson.
Well, I think we've we've had several other Republican candidates before, and the city have done pretty well under them. The only problem with I'm kind of searching here because I can't remember a few of their names right now, but they kind of seems like once they get in office, they kind of want it out. That's the only problem. But I think that for a city like Boston, we've had a lot of Democratic candidates, and even though the city's doing well right now, but there's still some things that continue to be the same. The thing is that if you compare the education, and for actually what we get in terms of the taxes that we pay, I think that we could do much better, and I think the conservative candidates usually try to have a conservative candidate try to have a old whoever in office responsible in terms of trying to limit the
and Wayne, just to let you know, the Republican candidate was David James Wyatt. And
he didn't even put up signs or anything.
He fell asleep during the debates.
I don't feel like he left. I'm sure, it says that, he's from Roxbury. He was a teacher. I feel like he didn't really want to fight the good fight. I'm very curious to know.
You can't say that you're going to fight the good fight if you're falling asleep during the debate.
And not putting up signs so people
He
know
didn't put up
who
any signs, and he had 166 people vote for him. Either 116 or 166 people vote for him. So that was only close friends and family during the primary that.
Not saying I'm against him. I'm very interested to know, what his motives were, what his ambitions were, what his goals were. So thank you, Carla, for bringing up that question because, it's important.
Yeah, so, Wayne, this goes back to the question you had earlier. Now that we're on this, what do you want to see from a Republican candidate that runs for mayor? What do you want to see? You want to see fiscal conservatism, right?
Fiscal responsibility, such as, if Republicans are going to, just be like Democrats and continue to raise taxes, because over the years, if you look at any city run by the Democrats, it's always to increase taxes for education. But if you look at the amount of money we spend on education and what we get from it, there is not a whole lot of profit from that. So therefore, I think that raising taxes is not always the end all be all to for improving education. I think we need to go back to the basics, which is reading, writing, and math.
And we talked about this in a episode before public. We talked about education, the amount of money they spend on education, and just the way the organization of how they spend that money is important. What do you think, public?
I think it all boils down to just getting back to the core of things. Putting the money where the money needs to go.
Right.
And like you said, putting this money back into the school systems, I think is invaluable to the younger generation, and also us and the seniors to us, because I think a spread of education brings forth more of a challenge. And with that being said, it brings more of a unity, because we could all sit at the table,
right,
versus one person have a totally idea because they're not understanding, and then somebody else who is on a different page because they don't know what's going on. So let's bring it back to the core, and I do agree with you that education is the key, Mr. Wilson. But at the same time, we have to look deeper within, and not only just say, okay, it's because of one particular party or another particular party. It's just collective effort. And I think that's what it boils down to, is being collective and making sure. I always go back to the votes, because I think voting is so important.
And voting's important.
It is so important.
Whether you're a homeowner or you're active in the community, voting is important. And we have a caller on the line. And caller, welcome to the Minority Men Show. No.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, welcome to the Minority Men Show.
Yeah, I would like to chime in on the whole Republican conversation that you guys are having.
Yes, please.
And I don't know. I aside from having prostate cancer, I think that your guess is really wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry. Say that again.
I think that the host is wrong. A Republican in Boston just doesn't make any sense. It's never made sense and never will make sense. And I knew if he has a problem with it, he'd just go to another state.
Now, why do you think that a Republican mayor can never happen in the city of Boston?
Never happened. He's out of his mind. This is the only I mean, come on. You're Massachusetts, one of the most liberal places in the whole U.S., and he wants to change it by having Republicans. Romney. That guy was a freaking moron. Why would you want anything like that?
Well, you know what?
Didn't want him.
Well, you know what? We've had Republican governors in the past.
Right, I understand that, but I mean, but for Boston, with all the schools and education, everything that we have going, I think that a Republican would come here and royally just screw it all up.
Well, that's
interesting.
what
does he have to say to that? I mean, he's been saying his point, but nothing has ever connected. Even the call before had a very valid point, and he just danced around what he said, like a Republican would do.
So Carla, I just have a particular question for you. So now you feel like a Republican run Boston, but at the same time, is it about the political party, or is it about the individual?
No, the individuals. I feel first off, Republican Party, they have their own agenda. I feel I would even throw this question at your guest, what does he do for a living? Because I feel as if most Republicans have the Republican interest in hand. That's their first agenda. It's basically how can we help out other Republicans? Most Republicans are of wealth. They have a lot of money, and I think that they're only looking out for themselves.
So you think that they're being selfish, in a sense?
I don't want to use the word selfish. I think selfish is a very childish word to use. But I just feel as if they have their own interests and their own and it's that top crust interest. Even when you look at Romney, that really, I just didn't trust him from day one. Just the look on this guy's face, everything. I felt as he was going to come, and he was even he was governor of Massachusetts, and it was just, it was a joke. He wasn't even here for most of the time. He was out parading around trying to become, get his name out there for presidency.
and you make a good point about Romney, because Romney definitely wasn't for the people. I mean, he wasn't realistic about some of his expectations, but
he wasn't. My thing is just that, like, where does this? I would really like to tap into the mindset of, like, the guest hosts that you guys have, because I don't get it. Like, all my friends are all Democrats. Everyone in this area is like a Democrat. But then we have like one lone Republican. Like, what radio station does he listen to? Like, where did he get all these like crazy brainy ideas? Is he the one listening to Fox News or like who is this character?
All right, well, caller, I really appreciate your call, and thank you for calling into the Minority Men Show. So, yeah.
To answer his question, what would you like to say? I think he has a valid point, and we really appreciate him calling, and because we are the voice of the voiceless. So it's just really, really interesting. But it sounds like, Mr. Wilson, it sounds like you said you want to know about education. You want to this person wanted to push education. This candidate, he worked 2 jobs, so it sounds like he may have the same values in life that I may have voted for. If he made a presence, I may have voted for him. But we do have to go to commercial break. So when we come back, please answer our caller's question. But if we have any more callers, feel free to call in at 857-366-5444 or Facebook us with any comments, questions, concerns, or Twitter at Minority Men Show. This is Minority Men, and we'll be back after this commercial break.
Just wanna fall in the particles. So if you wanna leave, baby, let me know. You jumped in the water before you felt the flames. So if by chance you think we feel the same, so now you caught me living in my midnight rage. I swear you caught me living in my midnight rage. Yeah. time.